Good morning, ladies. Happy Saturday. Well, I guess it's early afternoon for some of you. Hi, how has your first week been going? I am so pumped. You guys are like crushing it. This group is so energetic and interactive, and I'm just loving it. It makes it so much more fun for everybody, and productive, and such a much better resource for everybody that's participating. So good for you guys. Keep it up. I know the weekend can be a little bit tricky. But if you just include it as part of your meal plan, which I'm going to be talking about in just a second, and then you just still keep up the same routine. Like, it's so easy to get caught up in like, oh, I can do my workout later because I don't have to go to work today, or whatever. But like, let's face it, weekends are busy, right? Like, whether you have kids or not, whether you're working or not, weekends are crazy. So still get up early, get that workout done, do what you need to do, and then it's not hanging over your head. So, it really is all about making this just a part of your life from now on. It's not this 21-day race to the finish line and see how much you can accomplish and then going back to what you were doing before, because we all know how that's going to work out. But just making it a part of the routine. And then that's just going to be it from now until forever, right? And you will, those of you that are still getting in the swing of working out every day, I promise it gets easier. It starts to be something that your body honestly craves. If I miss a day for some reason, I'm like, okay, but I have to get it in first thing on that second day. If something happens, like if I'm sick, if my kids are, throwing up or whatever it is, something happens to make me miss 2 days in a row, like I am cranky pants. Ask my husband, and he gets the same way. So that does not happen right away. That takes time to get to that point. But I promise you guys, if you stay consistent, you will all get there. I promise. So plan to fail, or what is it? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. There we go. So let's talk a little bit about meal planning. Yeah, you have your bowl. Because we know that nutrition is 80% of the battle when it comes to being successful with your health and fitness goals. You can work out until you're blue in the face, but you can't out-train a bad diet, right? So let's really make a focus on nutrition this week and really, planning things out, sticking to your plan, for whichever program you're doing, make that a major, major focus for yourself. I'm going to run through kind of my process. I just finished up my menu for this week so that I can place my Amazon Fresh order when the kids are napping or after they go to bed, and then it will be on my porch tomorrow morning. Look at that. So if you guys have like ClickList or curbside service at your local grocery store, or you can get Amazon Fresh, or some of you that live in bigger cities can get Amazon Prime Now groceries from whatever grocery store you want. Seriously, take advantage. It will make your life so much easier. And yes, they do have a small fee, but like, how much more do you spend going in the grocery store and not sticking to your list, right? Like, oh, that looks good, I'll just throw that in my cart. Or your kid is like screaming for a bag of popcorn or whatever. Like, I honestly save money by making a menu, sticking to the list, ordering online, and just having my groceries show up. So it's pretty magical. Once in a while, I'll have to run to the store, once during the week to grab a random ingredient that I forgot or that I wanted to add in or something like that. But guys, it's how I keep the budget down for sure. And it's so much more efficient. Like, think about what you could be doing with that hour that you're saving in the grocery store, plus the schlepping to and from the store and unloading all the groceries. And it's so much more efficient. You can dedicate that time to, making your menu or getting that Saturday workout in, or, adding to your prep time on Sunday. So yeah, that's my little spiel about that. All right, so I'm just gonna share my screen with you guys really quick and show you kind of what I do. Okay, so we're here. All right, so I mentioned to you guys before I was eating in 21-Day Fix Plan C. I'm starting to feel like my stomach is squished and I can't eat that much food because this baby is getting large and in charge. So I'm going to bump down to Plan B this week and just see how I feel to make my meals a little bit smaller. You guys know me and a pregnancy are just like, ugh, whatever. So this is what I do. I geek out over spreadsheets. Everybody has a different approach to how they like to, set themselves up for the week. So I'm going to go through mine, and then some other coaches in this group will chime in the comments thread throughout the weekend to kind of share their approach with you, and then hopefully share, some screenshots of meal plans or whatever. Because, you're going to find something that resonates more with you than somebody else's. I like to plan everything out, but I do have some things prepped ahead of time so I can kind of wing it if I'm like, you know what, I just don't feel like having quinoa in my salad today, because we all have those days. But some people just like to prep all the things, and then they're like, okay, which containers am I eating for lunch today? That works really, really well if you're doing something like 80-Day Obsession, where each meal that you eat has to be a specific combination of containers to just have all the things ready, and then you can pull and grab and go. Some people like to, some people are on the go a lot and have to eat out or have business lunches and stuff like that. And so having the app on your phone with the containers list so that you know what you can order, and then you can just mark them off in your app as you go, makes it really simple. There's different approaches. So you just have to find what works for you and your life and your schedule. Me, I have like 0 spare minutes in the day. So the less I have to think about what I'm doing, the more successful I'm going to be. If my husband is gone for a few days at a time, I will literally cook all my food, like down to my dinners and everything, and just like reheat it. Like I have those black, like bodybuilding style meal prep containers from Amazon. I think it was like $15 for a set of them. And when he was on deployment, I would just like make all my meals. I would eat the same thing like 5 days in a row, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it. So, you just kind of find what works for you with whatever season of life that you're in. And you can change it too. Like there's nothing to say that, once you come up with a system that works for, the 21-day fix, you have to do the exact same thing for Quarter Force, and then again for Hammer and Chisel. Like seasons of life change. It's a little bit less crazy in the summertime when my kids are here, because we're not doing like school shuttling and bus stop duty and volunteering at school. Like we're home a little bit more because we live in a neighborhood with a ton of kids. So we kind of stay here and hang out. But if we do have an outing, I have my stuff prepped and I can pack it and ready to go. And then I have a little bit more time in the afternoons to be cooking. Because my kids aren't like caged animals that have been sitting in school all day and need to be outside. So this is what I'm doing right now. This is 21-Day Fix Plan B. So if this is your exact container count, feel free to use it. If it's not, add a green, subtract a green, add a red, whatever it is to hit your particular number of containers. And if this doesn't work for you, then hopefully something that another coach chimes in with resonates a little bit more with your lifestyle. So this is all based on a 5:30 a.m. workout. The workouts are only 30 minutes, but I give myself extra time for stretching and social media posting and all that stuff. Because my kids generally get up sometime between 6:30 and 6:45. I like to write down times. You don't have to. This is just kind of a general idea. Because I like to make sure that I'm keeping myself eating every few hours, and then I'm not going like 6 hours and then get hangry and then eat all the containers, and I have to space it out. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm not using Recover or Recharge because I'm not going 100% in my workouts, so I don't feel that it's personally necessary. When I get back into lifting post-baby, you better believe I'm doing a pre-workout meal because I'm going to need it, because I'm going to be pushing that hard. And then Recover and a purple container within 30 minutes after my workout, and then Recharge right before I go to bed because those muscles are going to be sore. All right, so this is what I'm doing. The approach I take is I plan my dinners first, and I generally keep it to like a red, a green, and a yellow, because that's a pretty simple meal to plan no matter what approach you're taking: a protein, a veggie, and a carb. And then my blue and my orange container kind of float around. You guys are going to see, like if we're having tacos and I know that I'm going to have avocado or cheese or whatever, then my blue goes in dinner. If I'm having a dinner that doesn't utilize the blue and orange container, they're very easy to throw in salads. And I pretty much have a salad every day because I just love them. If you don't, roast your veggies, saute them, whatever. Like, it's fine. You know, you can still, there's nothing wrong with a warm salad, right? So generally what I do is I'll plan dinners for the family. I try to give myself some themes to stick to so that it, you know, makes it a little bit easier to plan and I'm not just pulling ideas out of thin air. So Mondays, we generally do some sort of bowl. Tuesdays, always Taco Tuesday. Wednesdays, Indian Food Wednesday. Bing and Bart does like a mashed eggplant, tomato, onion dish. The kids don't like most of the Indian food that we make, but my husband and I love it. So that's generally the night that they'll get like macaroni and cheese and a fruit and a veggie, and I don't feel bad about it. And then Thursday, I generally do leftovers because we've got a couple of days that I've been making, you know, legit meals, and I always cook extra for my husband to have for lunch or whatever. So I kind of pull leftovers together and just utilize whatever containers I need. Fridays, usually pizza night. We just, you know, we mix up the toppings. I'll prepare some sort of meat for the rest of the kids. So usually they like pepperoni, or I'll do like crumbled sausage, or the Fix8 sausage is pretty good. So you can do that if you want a red container on your pizza, but that's really easy. Obviously, I'm going to utilize my blue container for that because I'm going to put cheese on my pizza. You don't have to, though. You can have a pizza without cheese if you just like have to have the avocado on your salad. Saturday is generally when I'll try to incorporate some new Fix8 recipe we haven't tried or something I find on Pinterest or whatever. If you guys are finding some really yummy recipes on Pinterest and you're not sure how to count the containers, feel free to post them in here. That's what the coaches are for. It will totally help you guys figure that out. Once you guys get the hang of these containers, and, you know, I say start out with Fix8 recipes where the container count is already given to you. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to figure that stuff out pretty easily. So we're going to do the Fix8 portobello mushroom sliders for myself and my husband. And then I'll just, you know, whip up some quick beef burgers. There we go. For the kids. I will wrap mine in lettuce because I prefer to stay gluten-free, but I will have sweet potato fries on the side. So that will be my yellow. And then Sunday, I don't use Energize, and my timing is a little bit more mixed up because I have to plan it around church, but I usually take my Shakeology with me on the drive, so that's my breakfast number 2, and then I have a big salad with my veggie burger when we get home, and then I start all the meal prep when the kids go down for nap, have an afternoon snack, and then we kind of clean out the fridge for dinner that night to make sure we've got a fresh start for the week. So once I have those done, I'll mark off those containers. And then I work backwards. I like to have my Shakeology as like lunch number 1 and then a big salad as lunch number 2. And sometimes I flip them depending on what's going on that day. When I'm going to have more time, obviously it takes a little bit more time to whip up a salad and actually sit down and eat it than it does for Shakeology. So, you know, but they're both in there. Both of the containers are counted. I can flip-flop them if I want to. And then I'll generally pick 2 different breakfasts and rotate them throughout the week so that I don't get bored. These carrot cake muffins, Abby gave me the recipe for. Everybody that's doing 80-Day Obsession is like obsessed with them right now. I could eat them for 80 days straight, you guys. They're so good. We will post the recipe for those in the comments. Thank you, Abby, for sending that to me. It's eggs and carrots and oats, and then, you know, the carrot cake spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, like all that good stuff. It legit tastes like you're eating carrot cake for breakfast. You get 4 muffins, but it counts as a red, a green, and a yellow, and they're delicious. And then the other one, I'll do some veggie egg cups. So I do 12 eggs. And then I'll just scramble them. And then I just put random veggies in the muffin tins. So it's like, you know, I'll chop up broccoli really small, put some mushrooms in there, you know, stuff like that. And then just fill the egg cups. And then you get 2 of them counts as a red and a green. And then I'll add toast for the yellow and then my cider fruit. So it's the same container count as the carrot cake muffin breakfast, but I just have to add toast because there's no oats in those cups. But I'm just going to rotate back and forth throughout those, and those are really easy to make ahead of time, and then you can just reheat them. And I think any kind of egg muffin keeps for about a week, and that's all you're gonna get out of them. I've never tried to freeze them. I don't think baked eggs would defrost very well, so I don't recommend that. I would just make it for 1 week at a time. What else? What else do we need to tell them? I don't know. Things you're gonna see like quinoa or baked sweet potatoes on my salad. So those are really easy to just make ahead of time. Just make a big batch of it and have it in the fridge and ready to go. Like I bake sweet potatoes during my meal prep on Sunday. I will make a big batch of quinoa or brown rice if I need it. I do need it this week. I wash all my produce, so it's easy to grab when I'm like, okay, I have a side of fruit or whatever. I'm gonna unshare that really quick. So that it's really easy to grab. I wash and chop my lettuce so that my salads don't take as long. Make sure I'm stocked up on my favorite veggie burgers. I love Hillary's Eat Well veggie burgers. They're like dairy, soy, gluten, all the things free. And that's pretty much it, you guys. If you have more of a grab and go approach, I would definitely have some proteins ready to go. Roast a chicken or grill some chicken breasts, hard boil eggs, have some yogurt on hand. I know some of you don't eat a ton of meat, so if you're short on the proteins, yogurt or cottage cheese is a really easy thing to add to your Shakeology if you do dairy. You can always do coconut or soy yogurt or almond milk yogurt, whatever. If you don't do dairy. But that's a really easy thing to add to your shake. It'll make it a lot more filling too, so you could try that. But yeah, that's kind of my approach right now, you guys. I hope this is super helpful. If you have any questions, comment below. I'll have the link to my spreadsheet in the first comment so that you can steal it if you want. But feel free to use that, and then let us know if you have any questions. Happy planning! Can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.